Good evening. For WRCO News, I'm Joanne Krulotz. At this stage of the election, it's time to get out the vote. This is a crucial step that can make or break the presidential campaign of Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. They are nudging Americans to the polls or the mailbox or ballot drop box to make their choices. Democrats are relying on a traditional strategy of targeted phone calls, text messages, and door knocking from the party and its allies to encourage turnout for Kamala Harris. Donald Trump has outsourced much of the Republican operation, including to America PAC, the organization supported by billionaire Elon Musk, which was giving away $1 million a day in prize money, an unorthodox approach. The Democratic nominee for the 3rd Congressional District, Rebecca Cook, hosted a pair of events in Eau Claire Wednesday. Cook traveled to the University of Wisconsin-Eau Claire campus at noon for what she called a voting block party. Cook spoke with students and provided bus rides to help them cast their early votes. On Wednesday evening, Cook held a roundtable discussion on reproductive freedom with local medical providers and residents, listening to heavy personal stories and learning about ways the overturning Roe v. Wade affected them. Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers is urging residents to sign up for health care coverage when the open enrollment period launches on Friday. In a statement, Governor Evers praised the Affordable Care Act as a game changer for Wisconsin families, which saw over 250,000 residents sign up during the last open enrollment period. Governor Evers has also called for an expansion of Medicaid, claiming it would bring in nearly $2 billion at a crucial time for the healthcare industry. The open enrollment period will end January 15th. Wisconsin Attorney General Josh Kaul has asked the state Supreme Court to decide if the state legislature should release $50 million for the Act 20 reading bill. The legislation would develop an Office of Literacy to identify and implement literacy testing and curriculum. Governor Tony Evers used line items vetoes to cut parts of the bill, which Republican legislators called unconstitutional. A Dane County Circuit Court judge ruled that Governor Evers used that authority properly in August, but rejected the request to force the release of funding. A search warrant in Laval led to drug arrest. Tuesday, the Sauk County Drug Task Force executed a search warrant at a residence on Union Street in the village of Laval. The search was conducted in connection with an ongoing investigation into the distribution of marijuana. This same residence had been searched by the Drug Task Force 2 months earlier. In the weeks following the first search, law enforcement continued to receive community tips and concerns regarding drug activity at the residence. As a result, Matthew Nealon, 33, and Samantha Williams, 40, both of Laval, were taken into custody and jailed in the Sauk County Jail on charges of felony bail jumping and possession of THC. The pair have current pending felony charges in Sauk County Circuit Court, including possession with intent to deliver THC, maintaining a drug trafficking place, and money laundering, all stemming from the previous search. The investigation is ongoing and additional criminal charges are possible. If you have any information regarding this or other criminal activity, you are encouraged to contact Sauk County Crime Stoppers at 1-888-TIP-SAUK. That's 1-888-847-7285 or your local law enforcement agency. A Grant County man has been sentenced for transporting minors for prostitution. Raymond Amar, a.k.a. Mo, 29 of Cassville, was sentenced Tuesday by Chief U.S. District Judge James D. Peterson to 11 years in federal prison for 2 counts of transporting an individual in interstate commerce with the intent to engage in prostitution. Armour pleaded guilty to these charges on July 18th. The prison term will be followed by 20 years of supervised release. Armour encountered the 14 and 15-year-old victims in Dubuque, Iowa, in January 2023 when he saw the victims outside of a laundromat. Armour offered to drive them to his home in Cassville, where they could stay with him. The victims accepted his offer, and Armour drove them across the state lines to his residence, where he committed illicit behavior with the girls. On February 1st, a Walmart security officer contacted the Dubuque Police Department after seeing a missing person report for the 2 victims. The security officer had seen the victims with a man identified as Armour in her store. Police were able to use the information to find Armoir's current address and recover the victims at his residence on February 3rd. At sentencing, Judge Peterson described Armoir's conduct as a very serious crime that badly exploited particularly vulnerable victims. A man wanted for Dane County campground shooting is in custody. Dane County deputies say 33-year-old Micah Riggins was arrested Wednesday night and booked into the jail. Riggins is suspected of repeatedly shooting a man at Madison Campground in DeForest October 20th and fleeing the scene. He now faces charges of attempted homicide and possession of a firearm by a felon. The victim in the case survived the attack. Last Saturday was Drug Take-Back Day. Chief Billy Jones reports that the Richland Center Police Department, with the assistance of Partners for Prevention of Richland County, participated in the Drug Enforcement Administration's National Drug Take-Back Day, which is a biannual event. The event was hosted at the Richland Center Police Department and continues to be well received in our community.
We held the fall Take-Back Day. Detective Jason Pilla, Richland Center Police Department, is kind of the head honcho on that, and he kind of sets everything up. He does all of the pre-signing up and collecting of the boxes and helping me with the advertisements and things like that. And it always is a pretty good turnout every year.
Drug Take-Back Day is intended to encourage citizens to safely dispose of unneeded or expired medications.
It's just a great way to get unused and expired medications, whether prescriptions or over-the-counter, pet medications as well, off out of people's cabinets and off the street and disposed of properly.
Chief Jones says residents have embraced the Drug Take-Back program.
It's one of those things that where sometimes you just you get some medications, whether it's from a loved one that maybe has passed away, or maybe you just have a medication change in your lifestyle. And it's just always a good question on what do I do with it? People have always been told, don't flush it down the toilet because that's how it gets into our water system and that's how our groundwater gets contaminated, things of that nature. And ever since we've put the drug boxes throughout the community and the county, this is just an extra step and a good reminder of when we have it twice a year to bring in those expired or not used medications.
The drop boxes around the community have become popular for use year-round for disposing of unused medications.
The last couple of years, we've actually collected way more medications out of the drop boxes because they're available every day. So that would mean our numbers or maybe the weight has gone down on the actual drug take-back days. But that's okay. We want people to know and to use the drug boxes that are throughout the community. So this year, we collected 31.6 pounds of medication during the 4-hour event. So on Saturday, the 26th, that was how much we brought in. We then, above and beyond that, collected 212.2 pounds of medication just between the center pharmacy and the Richland Center Municipal Building drop boxes. So we have one at the Center Pharmacy and one at the Municipal Building. On top of that, we then collected 80 pounds of medication that was turned over from us from the Richland County Sheriff's Department. So they have a drop box up on the second floor right outside of dispatch. And then we also have a drop box at the Viola Village Hall, which is which we collected 25.8 pounds of medication from that drop box. So in total, we collected 349.6 pounds of unused medication.
Chief Jones said the nearly 350 pounds were equivalent to 11 boxes of unused medications, which were then submitted for destruction.
Detective Pilla then loaded up in his squad car, and on Monday he then took that to DeForest to the State Patrol headquarters, and from there it goes on to a semi truck, and they take it away and they take it to a giant incinerator, and they incinerate it and dispose of it properly.
As a reminder, if you find you need to get rid of unused medications throughout the year, drop boxes are available year-round.
We collect everything from your over-the-counter medications like your aspirins, Advils, and things like that. But we take ointments, we take patches, so pain patches are a big thing. non-aerosol sprays, inhalers, creams, vials, pet medications, even liquids. If the liquid is still in its original container, we'll take it, bring it on in, and we'll get rid of it for you.
Drop boxes are located at the Richland Center City Hall, the Richland County Sheriff's Department, Viola Village Hall, and Center Pharmacy. The Brewer Public Library in Richland Center will have a big anniversary celebration this weekend. Stacy Pilla is from the Brewer Public Library.
We'd like to let the community know about our 55th year anniversary open house, which is happening this Saturday, November 2nd. Library hours on Saturday are from 10 to 2. Some things that we have going on will be a free will donation chili lunch from 11 to 1. We'll have some live music with Monty Burger. Our book sale room will be open. We've got a great special happening in the book sale room. And you can also pick up a free copy of the book WRCO, The Poisoning of Richland County. That's going to be the featured book for an upcoming community read, and that is by local author Katie Albaugh.
The Brewer Public Library building exists because of a generous individual.
In 1969, the building opened. Dr. A. Keith Brewer was a native of Richland County and a nuclear physicist with the U.S. Navy, and he decided to donate the building to us 55 years ago.
The building is more than a library. Stacy Pilla mentioned some of the other uses which you can find out more about at the event.
We've got a lot of great programs going on. We have not just books, we have public computers. You can print, fax, copy. You can reserve a meeting room. There's no cost to do that. All kinds of features.
The Friends of the Brewer Public Library and the Brewer Public Library invite everyone to the library's 55th anniversary open house Saturday from 10 until 2. The library is located at 325 North Central Avenue in Richland Center. You can find more about the event and the library at richlandcenter.wi.gov/library. Trick-or-treat hours around the area are being held this evening. Lafarge and the Village of Viola are holding trick-or-treat hours until 6. Reedstown is hosting a trunk-or-treat at Bliss Park until 6. Arena, Hillsboro, Lone Rock, Plain, and Spring Green hours are running from now until 7. Richland Hills Apartments is having at least 9 different treaters ready for you and going until 7 unless treats run out beforehand. Look for the werewolf standing guard at the entrance of the parking lot. Boscobel and Richland Center are holding trick-or-treat hours until 7:30. Hours in Gaze Mills will be from now until 8. Avoca and Muscadet trick-or-treat hours are from now until 7, and Blue River is holding trick-or-treat hours from 5:30 to 7:30.